Hey guys, Coach Andy here. I'm one of the coaches with Little Joe Muscle Co. And I'm here to talk to you guys about a little bit about me. First off, I got into the fitness industry and like athletics at around age 5. I started playing some decent soccer. At age 8, I started playing rep in Ontario, then moved out to Glasgow in Scotland playing and going back and forth there, playing and then going back into school. After I graduated high school at an early age, I started playing for Humber College, playing soccer, and then I got a semi-pro contract. Started playing soccer, got a major injury, and then obviously rehabilitation from that. Couldn't play the sport anymore. So then I refocused and I joined the Canadian Armed Forces, where I learned lots about my physical self, pushing my body to extreme levels, doing some ridiculous things in the airborne infantry. That's where in 2012 I was named Canadian Armed Forces Male Athlete of the Year, which is a pretty big deal considering the fitness level that we have there. And then probably about 4 or 5 years ago, after doing different things of like CrossFit, I've done CrossFit game stuff, I've done marathons, did the death race in 2008. I refocused myself into bodybuilding. And I fell in love with the sport. I did my personal training through ISSA and NATE, which is here in Edmonton, Alberta. And after that, I fell in love with the sport. And then people that really know me, like when I do something, it's not 90%, it's not 95%, it's not 75%. I go 110%. I go to the physical limit where I dive in, where I probably spend $1,000 on different bodybuilding books, magazines, started learning it from like the old school stuff from like 1950s, like all the way till now. And then I did my first show. I placed third in the Open Classic Physique division, and I won the novice and true novice, which was a pretty cool thing because I did it pretty much just with food and training, and did it completely just about. I had a small friend help me out just to make sure I was on par, but I pretty much did it with no coach, no nothing, and I felt like I did pretty good for myself. And then from there, it's just grown and grown and grown. And what can I say? Like it's been fantastic. I met Joe Seaman back in 2019 when we were both competing at the Toronto Pro Qualifier. I met him backstage. He's an amazing guy. Started following him, chit-chatted here and there, and then kind of became friends. And then ironically I won one of his giveaways to do coaching, and then well that was it for me there. We just click well. That's the biggest thing about coaching, is that you and your coach have to click, right? You guys have to have the same kind of mentality and the same kind of push, the same kind of drive. You always got to be on the same page, and like that's what I'm all about, right? I like to teach, instruct, and give my clients the best knowledge that they can have so they can understand what we're trying to achieve together, and that if for whatever reason down the road they've learned something and they've got a better understanding of nutrition or training or their body or themselves, and it's quite fun. Hey guys, so what I'm going to talk about now is pretty much how I started my bodybuilding lifestyle. So when I started, I was going through a little bit of like a dark personal time, which it is what it is. I fell into the gym and I started training. I weighed about a cool 165 pounds at 6'7". So I was very lean, very skinny, very, I wouldn't say cardio based because I just played a lot of soccer and did a lot of running, more aerobic things. But I fell in love with just like lifting weights, the drive to push myself even better. That's just my personality. And so I just went at it, and now I sit around 275 after about 3.5 years. And then, so like, I know what it takes to have to eat and eat. It's like right now, one of my meals is 500 grams of rice. I weigh out my meat to be about 160, 170 grams of protein. Sometimes I get vegetables. Sometimes my coach As you guys know, Joe Seaman doesn't really give me vegetables just because I'm eating a lot of volume. But that's where I put in the work, is in the diet. Like, I don't strive away from my diet. If I'm working away or, you know, I'm out and about, I still make sure I have my meals with me, or I have a game plan how to substitute it, but I always put that drive in. So, and then that's pretty much what you have to do, is that you have to pretty much make it into a lifestyle. Like, I changed how I was eating. Like, before, you know, I would eat 3 or 4 meals a day, probably about 3, and then have like a little disgusting snack. Well, some people think they're disgusting, but I like popcorn, so I would eat a lot of popcorn and just hang out kind of thing. But now my snacks are water, a lot of water. But yeah, I switched everything. I committed myself. I've even changed a few other people of how they live their lifestyles, helped out friends, family. Like my brother Trevor, he's probably lost about 40 pounds, just kind of switching his lifestyle and his mentality. He actually does cardio now, which is pretty funny. But that's the thing, is that when you make that change, you really have to commit yourself. You really got to be like, hey, like, I need to make this change for either health reasons. I believe in that the gym or some kind of fitness or active, healthy lifestyle helps with your mind. Like, it's mental health. It helps release serotonin levels and chemicals in your brain that make you feel a little bit better. And if you're feeling better, you are going to be in a better mood. Everything's just going to be better. And you have to treat your body. Some people say you have to treat your body like a temple, but you only get one body. So treat it right. Make sure that, you know, you don't have to be in peak performance, or, you know, you may never have that ability to ever step on the Olympia stage or go to the Olympics or the World Cup or whatever you had aspirations to, but you can still treat your body well, you know, get the maximum performance out that you can, and have a great life. So guys, to conclude, if you think you want to make that big change for a healthy, active lifestyle, or maybe you're debating about competing, feel free to reach out to me. My Instagram handle is AndrewIsOnFire, all one word, or reach out to Joe Seaman through Little Joe Muscle Co. And maybe you'll get myself or maybe one of the other wonderful coaches that I'm happy to be a part of a team. And we'll get started. Thanks, guys. Cheers.